Warning, this is an M-rated game, so viewer discretion is advised. This game is a remake of an Xbox title of the same name. However, I've never played the original, so I'm not going to compare them. I'm going to review this game like the other one doesn't even exist. You play as Frank West, a photographer that learns that a town has been quarantined by the National Guard. He charters a private helicopter to get a closer look. He sees that all the action seems to be revolved around a huge mall. He tells the pilot to get him on the roof of the mall and return in 3 days. He quickly finds out that the emergency in the town is that it has been overrun by zombies. After an old woman accidentally lets the zombies into the mall, the survivors all hunker down in the security room. Frank figures out that some of the survivors might have some of the answers on what's going on, so he teams up with them to get the truth. The story is played out in a case format. When you finish a plot point, the case is solved. It was an intriguing way to forward the plot, and for me, I liked it because it showed that you were making progress in the game. And it also helps gauge how close you are to getting to the truth. The graphics look better than a normal Wii game, especially in the cutscenes. However, the cutscenes were odd. They were obviously movie files, as his clothes would change and people who weren't around Frank would just appear like it was totally normal. I personally didn't mind it, but I just thought it was weird that they didn't use the in-game engine to play out those scenes. The missions that you would normally get is to save other survivors that are throughout this mall, since apparently you're supposed to care. I really doubt that anyone would brave thousands of zombies just to save one random stranger. It gets even more implausible when it gets late at night and all the lights are turned off, and you can't see a few feet ahead of you. Any sane person would at least wait until morning so you can at least see the enemies. But Frank doesn't care, and he'll blindly run into a crowded zombie-infested mall in the dark. Annoyingly, this open mall actually has blocked off areas so you can't walk through that area, since apparently no human or zombie could get past a rope or a couple sticks. This is really a problem when you're navigating the mall in the dark. You would often find yourself blocked and you will need to find another way around. The zombies were very generic looking and there were only about 20 to 30 models. They would normally move slow and be easy to kill. They would get more aggressive as the game goes on, so there is more of a challenge when that happens. The more you kill the zombies, the more your character will gain experience. If you can get enough experience, your character will level up, and you'll be given more attack power and item slots. There are even zombie animals running around. Apparently this town must have a store just devoted to just poodles and parrots, since they're the only animals I remember seeing. They were the most annoying zombies you had to deal with. They would be very aggressive and could deal a lot of damage since they were so relentless. The zombies in this game had the ability to go invisible and just suddenly appear. And trust me, they would do it often. There were plenty of times where you would think that you'd have a clear path when a bunch of zombies would just pop up and attack you. Okay, I know that's unfair. I know that pop-ups were just a limitation of the Wii's processing power and it's unavoidable, but it was still annoying. To kill the zombies, there were a lot of weapons you could use, from cash registers, knives, chainsaws, or even drills. Ew. Oh, that's a little messy. They were littered throughout the mall for your zombie killing pleasure. Sure, a lot of the weapons didn't make any sense on why Frank would use it. Who would use a bench and a shopping cart as a weapon? It seems so impractical. There were also guns in the game, and they were controlled just like Resident Evil 4. That's probably because it's running off the same engine as that game. So that makes sense. You aim with your Wiimote and point and shoot, and it was very nicely controlled. There were boss battles to fight once in a while, and they could get really disturbing. Like this dual chainsaw-wielding clown, or this grocery store manager who takes his job way too seriously.
This is my store!
You can also change Frank's clothes, if you really care to. It was just an optional side quest you could do. But it was fun to see how you could mix and match the clothes on him. It was weird that Frank's a photographer and the game doesn't do anything with that. He brings his camera wherever he goes, but he only uses it in the cutscenes. It would have been nice if there was some need for it. But just to be thorough, I checked to see if I was missing some side quest in the game with his camera. And I was right, it wasn't used. But it was in the original version. Strange. Dead Rising Chop Till You Drop is a fun game, but a bit mindless. But still fun. The game is very gory and earns its M rating. You will enjoy killing the different zombies in many different ways, and it will keep you coming back for more. So I think the game is definitely worth a buy.